I know I've told the story a lot of times before, and I forget when the last time was that I told it, but it's always good to hear the story. And the story goes like this. Reb Mendel Futerfass told me the story, and the story is like this: that when he was in Siberia, he was there for like 7 years, and he got out in 1955. And Stalin, may his name be wiped out forever, he died in 1953, and things got a little bit easier. So one of the prisoners there in the camp, he had always been boasting that he was a tightrope walker. So things got a little bit easier. So he looked around, he asked permission, and the guys gave him permission, and he found a big rope and he strung it up like from one building to another building. So it was about, I guess it was must have been like 10, 12 feet high. And everybody was watching. And he got up on this rope and he started to walk. He walked on the rope and he fell down a few times. He said he fell down. Rabbi Mendel told me this, so he fell down like a cat. And he got up on the rope and he walked to the other side and he turned around and he came to the back. So when he did that, he went to Rabbi Mendel and he said, "No, what do you say, Jew? You always thought I couldn't do it, right?" Rabbi Mendel said, "Yeah, to tell you the truth, I thought it was, I mean, we have enough trouble walking on the ground. What do you have to walk on a rope for? I thought it was pretty foolish, but I have to admit it was very impressive." So the tightrope walker said, "What do you think my secret is?" So Reb Mendel said back to him, "I don't know. I was thinking about it. I don't know. I was watching you very carefully. What is the secret? I have no idea. But I did notice one thing, that when you got to the end of the rope and you turned around, that you had a different look in your eyes. There was fear for a second." And he said, "You got the point." He said, when I go across the rope, I don't, I have look in general, but my main focus is on the goal, is on the end of the rope. That's what I'm focusing on. And that keeps me balanced, not to fall down to either side. But when I get to the end of the rope and I have to turn around, so there's one fraction of a second that the goal is not in front of me. And that's a bit frightening. And that's my secret. I always look at the goal. So Reb Mendel afterwards, that's what Reb Mendel told me. Afterwards, someone else told me that Reb Mendel told the same story, but he added something on. And that what was that Reb Mendel felt himself that he was at the end of his rope. He was in Siberia. He had been there for 7 years. This is like the end of the stay there. He didn't know how long. He was sentenced to, who knows, to 20 years in prison. And, how many times had he been at the verge of death and starvation and disease and whatever? And he had no hopes of seeing his family again, no hopes of getting out, no hopes of this. His future was just, finished. And he saw his friends and other people, big strong men, die and this and that. He finished. So he said, that's it. He reached the end of his rope. He was finished. But when that tightrope walker said, when you reach the end of the rope, you have to turn around and find a new goal, as he said, Reb Mendel said that saved me. I realized that as bad as things were, I could turn around and I could find a new goal, serving God wherever I am, and not to fall into any sort of depression or surrender. And that's what enlivened me. And so it is with us, right? We're in the exile already 2,000 years. We've been waiting for Mashiach to come. It looks like we're at the end of the rope. I mean, things don't look, it's going to happen. All these things that are written in Chassidus, they've said, oh, it's going to happen now. Here it is. They've said that already for 2,000 years. So it says, okay, we're at the end of the rope. Maybe we're at the end of 50 ropes, but don't worry. All we have to do is make a little turn, think about Mashiach now, and before we know it, we're home. Have a good day with Mashiach now, and see you all, God willing, tomorrow morning, Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning, God willing, class.